Hello everyone, we are from KBT Maju Group, and in this opportunity we would like to present our business idea, which is MUR, that stand for Material untuk Rakyat, or in English we said Material for the People. Before we continue, I would like to introduce our member in this KBT Maju Group. First myself, Nathanael Witama, my student number is 500-720-1074, and then we have the Yofi Firmansyah, Gusti Arfatki, and also Ahmad Danindra. So, what is MUR? MUR is basically an idea to create a website where people can purchase material from their home. This idea purpose is very simple, is to create a bridge or to connect the local conventional construction shop to their customer by providing a well-created website where people can pick the material that they want to buy and also do transaction on their gadget at home. Based on that purpose, our strategy is very much simple. It is to create a website, user-friendly website that can be used for local people and also the store owner to do transaction easily.
Okay, I will try to explain about the problem statement canvas. For the context is the emergency need of construction materials and workshop supply restock and the crafting experiment on or the activities. First of all, the problem statement canvas describes the challenges faced by people who need the transport construction materials or supplies to local construction areas. First of all, there are customers. The customers are construction worker. They need to transport construction material to complete their jobs. And the second one is crafting hobbies. They need to transport crafting supplies for their hobbies. The third one is local mechanics. It is not clear from the canvas that the we can find certain component from this construction store. And the problem is lack of vehicle to transport construction materials or crafting product. The second one, lack of knowledge of local construction markets. That suggests the customer may not be aware of the local construction stores that exist in their area. This could be due to lack of advertising or marketing by the store themselves. And then the emotional impact. There are fulfillment, comfortability, and increase in local construction store income. And the alternative are the normal online e-commerce such as OLX, Tokopedia, and Shopee. For the shortcomings are too many general products sold or advertised, and hard for local store to compete with branded store, and high service tax. Next, the SWOT analysis. First of all, there are strengths that the strengths are the specified e-commerce with specified market section and community service-based business and the new innovative idea. Next, the weakness, low on starting budget, low specific targeted markets, and lack of experience in running an e-commerce. Next, there are opportunity, high frequency of local construction stores. There is a potential customer base of local construction stores that the business can target. Second one is constructing and crafting activities that never extinct. The demand for construction materials and crafting supplies is likely to remain steady, which provides a stable market for the business. The threats are high number of competitors in e-commerce business. The e-commerce landscape is competitive, and the business will need to find a way to stand out from the crowd. And the conservative stores are lacking interest and knowledge in e-commerce or online shopping. And yeah, in conclusion, this SWOT analysis suggests that this community service-based e-commerce business has strong foundation with clearly defined niche market and new innovative idea.
Okay, I will explain about the capital expenditure. Based on the information, the table show in the analysis of capital expenditure for the project. This analysis show the amount of money spent of different categories of expenses, such as first and excavation, the construction, equipment, furniture and fixture, professional fees, and the last is contingency. So the capital expenditure, the analysis helps the company to track how money is spent on projects. This can help a company to ensure that money is spent efficiently and effective. And for the based on the figure, the table shows the project's operational expenditure for the projects during the first 2 years of operation. Operational expenditure is a cost incurred by a company to run a day-to-day business. These fees can include salary and benefit, rent, utility, maintenance and repair, office supply, advertising and marketing costs, professional fees, insurance, and the tax. Okay, the OPEX projection in the table show that the company expect OPEX to increase from 537 million in the first years to 732 million in the second year. This is likely due to several factors, such as first, increased revenue. If the company expects its revenue to increase in the second year, then the company will also need more employee, supply, and office space. This will lead to an increase in OPEX. The second, increased cost. The salary, rent, utility, constant increase over time. This will also lead to an increase in OPEX. And the last third is new investment. If the company invests in new assets, such as equipment or software, then the company will also need to budget for the depreciation and amortization costs of those assets. This will also lead to increase in OPEX. Okay, for the projects during the first 4 years operation. Okay, the third year, for the third year OPEX projection show an increase from 732 million in the second year to 899 million. This is likely due to several factors, such as the first, in increase in revenue. If the company expects in revenue to increase in the third year, then the company will also need more employee, supply, and office space. This will lead to an increased OPEX. And the second, increased costs. Salary, rent, and utility costs then will increase over time. This will also lead to an increase in OPEX. In investment, if the company invests in new asset in the second years, such as equipment or software, then the company will also need to budget for the depreciation and amortization costs of those assets in the third year. Okay, this will also lead to increase in OPEX. Okay, for the last year or fourth year. The fourth year OPEX projection show a slight increase from around 899 million in the third year to 948 million. This is likely due to the same factor as the third year, but with a smaller rate of improvement. Okay, it is important to note that OPEX projections are only estimates. Actual cost may differ from projection. Company need to monitor OPEX closely and make adjustment as needed. Okay, and I have some tips to manage OPEX effectively. And the first, create budget. Get a realistic budget for OPEX and track your expenses closely. And the second, compare price. Compare price from different suppliers before buying good or service. And the third, negotiate contract. Negotiate the best contract with a supplier and vendor. And the fourth, manage your inventory. Manage your inventory carefully to avoid waste. And the fifth, implement a maintenance program. Implement a preventive maintenance program to help prevent damage to company asset. And the last, use technology. Use technology to automate tasks and increase efficiency. Okay. By effectively managing OPEX, a company can increase its profit and profitability. Thank you.
Okay, so now we talk about our business cash flow approximation. As you can see here, we hope in the first year we get the 3,000 monthly user, and then in the end of year 4 we reach the 16,000 monthly user. We also increase our profit took from each transaction. So you can see that year 1 and year 2 we took only 5,000, and then year 3 we took 7,000, and year 4 we took 8,000. This profit that we took from each transaction and also monthly user will of course increase our sales income and to reach our target payback period. Okay, now we're going to the financial feasibility analysis. You can see here we did the calculation in Excel, and you can see the cash in and cash out. For the first 3 years we're going to have the minus year net. You can see the first year we have the 350 million, and then for the second year we have the 550 million until the fourth year, where the fourth year we finally get the profit that we want. So based on this calculation, we can get the net present value for the 4 year. It is the 78,768,516, and our payback period will be on the 4th year. So it is the we need 3 years and 7 months to get our invest money back, and then the profitability index is 0.86, and our ARR or counting rate of return is 108%. So now we talk about the environmental feasibility of our business, which in this case we use the top-down approach, where we start at the international event and go through until the internal evaluation. So first we have the international, and here there are 3 things that we think is going to make the business more feasible. The first one is the Industry 4.0, where everything will become through the internet and also using technology, including commercial transaction such as e-commerce also. And then the next thing is the increasing in human population will lead to demanding more houses and furniture, and also more bigger market in the material industry. And then the third thing is the DIY trend. We can see it on, for example, in social media and in YouTube. There are many more people that going to create their own stuff, their own furnitures, and to repair their own house or their own road. And then we go to the national event. So in Indonesia itself, we can see the upcoming popularity in the e-commerce market. And then the next thing that it is that the market of material market, it is very abundant due to our natural resources, which is known that Indonesia have a lot of natural resources. And then the next thing is that our construction shop, most of our local construction shop is pretty much conventional. They still use the conventional media, conventional transaction. And then the next thing is the regional. We can see that there are many local construction worker that doesn't have the logistic for the material transport. This is, I think, will make the idea, our business idea, more feasible. Lastly, it is the internal evaluation, where we think that our main strength is on the human resource, which we have the young and innovative human resource. Next, we're going to talk about the business model canvas of this business idea. So I'm going to explain the first 5 important keys of this business model canvas. The first one is the key partner, the value proposition, the customer segment, the cost structure, and revenue stream. So for the key partner, our key partner is going to be the local conventional construction shop, as where they are going to be our material supplier. And then we need the digital agency partnership, where they're going to help us through the marketing and the advertisement. And lastly, the logistic partnership, where we need some logistic partner to help provide transport for the material in few local area. Next is the value proposition, what is we propose for the customer. The first one is we're going to propose the rapid delivery to the customer or your user home, and then we're going to provide the best deal for the material purchase through this item stock at the local shop and also the shop distance from their house. And lastly, we're going to provide the easy transaction using e-money. Next, the customer segment. And here our primary customer target is the local construction worker, such as the mechanic. And then next is the local resident that do repairment by themselves. Next is the constructor. When we developing this idea, we find that our budget mostly goes to the marketing and sales, and then going for the website platform and maintenance. And then next is the salaries, the staff salary, and the working space. For our revenue stream, we decide that the revenue will come from user transaction fee and website advertisement. Next, we're going to talk about the 4 lower key. That is the key activity, key resource, customer relationship, and channel. Where in key activities, some activities that we're going to do is first of all is the managing cost and investment money, and then we're going to engage customer through social media platform, and then we're going to do advertisement to retaining the number of our customer. Next is the key resource, the things that we need for our value proposition. The first one is, of course, the trained customer service staff and website developer to provide the best experience for the customer. Next is the local conventional construction shop and customer trust, because without this trust we cannot maintain our customer number. Next is the local logistic provider, which already talked about, that we're going to provide some of the transport for the material. Next is the customer relationship. In here we're going to provide end-to-end good customer experience, for example here by preventing website disturbance. Then next is we're going to consider customer review as our priority evaluation for the internal company. Next, the channel is we're going to use the social media and email to as our bridge to talk and to communicate with our customer. Next is in our website we're going to have a customer service bot.
So for the next is the interface prototype. So we made a website for the prototype, but it is still not finished yet. So as you can see in here, there are many catalog, but it is not finished yet. If we click the catalog, it will go to the product catalog, and it is just like this. I will add the photos and the feature like add to cart, and also I will add the main feature of our project is the nearest store that will pick up our will ship our product, and that's all for the prototype. We will improve this website, but yeah, just that for the prototype.
Okay, now we go to the market segmentation. In here we use four market segmentation. The first one is category, geography, demography, and psychography. For category, we use construction and furniture. For geography, we use urban area and industrial area. And for demography, we targeted adult and middle class. And for psychography, we use digitalization and independent. Next is the marketing strategy. We use the 7P marketing strategy. First one is process, price, place, product, people, promotion, and physical evidence. For process, we're going to make the process more efficient and improve it to improve the process to maintain the best experience for the customer. Next is price. We're going to lower the price for people that for new user, for smaller shop that just join our business. And then for place, we're going to target area one by one, for example city by city, and then when we have enough user in the city, we're going to expand more. Next is the product. We're going to same like the process, we're going to maintain and improve product to make the best experience for the customer. For people, we're going to have basic standard for our customer service and also report receive to help the customer with their problem. And then next is the promotion. We're going to social media and follow the market trend to have the best promotion for this business. And then next is the physical evidence. We're going to make a user-friendly website that everybody can use without having need to learn about any digitalized background or education. Next is the organizational structure. In here we still have the owner at the top because it is to maintain our budget, but below owner we have technical, general manager, and marketing manager. In here technical doesn't mean that the person will be in charge of the technical area, but it will be they will be in charge of the connection to the vendor that we're going to use to maintain our website. Below general manager we have the administrative and the customer service, and then below the marketing manager we have the marketing assistant. Next is the staff recruitment plan. In here you can see that there is some role that we need to fill, the vacancies, the ideal candidate profile, and also some recruitment method that we're going to use to recruit these people. Next is the staff payroll strategy. We use four staff payroll strategy here. This is to maintain the happiness of our staff and also their to improve, and hopefully will improve their performance in working. So first is the normal, the fixed salary. Next is the overtime salary, the worker benefits such as the healthcare and also the holiday allowance. Next is the performance bonus. Okay, that is all from our group. Thank you very much.